And honestly, within a day, it did help to reduce that inflammation. Actually, it won the #1 sheet mask in the first half of 2025. For how kind of lightweight it is, it actually adds a really decent layer of moisture and an absolute like instant glow. Minasan konnichiwa, this is Tina and welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to be talking about some skincare hits and misses. If that sounds like your thing, then please go ahead and channel登録しちゃってください. It is back, you guys, the skincare hits and misses. Actually, on a recent video, one of you guys had commented, Tina, you need to bring back your hits and misses. And there was an overwhelming number of likes on that comment. So I was like, you know what? I heard you guys. I have brought it back. I actually used to do hits and misses every month back in the day. I honestly don't even know how long it's been since I did my last one. But yeah, let me know if you guys want to see them again. I feel like once a month might feel like too often since I do only upload weekly. Maybe bi-monthly or every quarter we can do a hits and misses again. But yeah, just comment below how frequently you might want to see them. If you are new to this channel, basically it's a way for me to give my initial impression of a product, something that I haven't been using for that long, but I haven't had a chance to talk about it on my channel yet. All right, so let's get right to it. First product I have is the VT PDRN Essence. So I was definitely someone who was a little late on the PDRN game, but I have slowly been incorporating more and more and trying out a variety of different PDRN products. I already know this one is super duper popular amongst many people, and I feel like one of the reasons to why that is because it is a vegan PDRN. So instead of it being salmon derived, it is actually a ginseng derived PDRN. This essence also includes 5 types of ceramides, polyglucuronic acid, panthenol, squalane, and allantoin. So they do have many ingredients that are going to help nourish and moisturize your skin, but also to soothe and to help with that skin barrier too. So initially when I used it, I was actually quite surprised to how runny the essence is. Like, it's definitely not a thick serum, but for how kind of lightweight it is, it actually adds a really decent layer of moisture and an absolute like instant glow. Personally, I have been using it interchangeably with the Numbers and Number 9 essence, which I still love. Like, it's just such an easy essence to reach for. They both work as a really nice, instantly plumping, glow-adding, anti-aging essence. Works well both as a PM as well as a AM serum, layering beautifully underneath makeup, and it is also fragrance-free, so good for those who do have sensitive skin too. For those who want to try that PDRN ingredient but are a little hesitant in it being animal derived, I do think this is a great option. Honestly, I do get the hype. It is genuinely such a nice product, and yes, if you couldn't tell already, it is a hit. Next, I have a spot treatment. You guys should know that I rarely try new spot treatments, but I wanted to give this one a whirl. The Makiron Acneige Medical Cream. So I did pick this one up when I was shopping for my holy grail pear acne cream in Japan, because I saw this one next to that one, and it is another over-the-counter medicated pimple cream that you can find at Japanese drugstores. So Makiron is actually a very well-known brand in Japan for producing antiseptics and first aid things. Like, I feel like every kid in Japan has probably used the Makiron antiseptic when they've like grazed their knee or whatnot. But I thought it was quite interesting that they had released a spot treatment. So the main ingredients in this one is 3% of ibuprofen piconol, which is actually the same ingredient that is in the pear acne cream. And then for the antibacterial ingredient, they include benzethonium chloride and then also tocopherol acetate as kind of like the active ingredients. This one is a little bit thicker in texture compared to the pear. I mean, you can see from how it like squeezes out, it is quite thick, but in terms of it spreading out and blending, it's still actually a really nice texture. Like, it is very easy to blend out, and it works beautifully underneath makeup as well. Like the pear, morning and night, you can use it anytime. Also, it is very gentle. Like, I've obviously not had any issues with it kind of irritating my skin or anything. Now, what's most important, does it actually work? I did use it on a fairly decent like active pimple for 3 days in a row, and I didn't really see much of of a difference. But again, we do have pimples that just don't like work to any spot treatment sometimes. So I was like, you know what, it might just be a biggie and I can't get rid of it. But after the 3 days of using this one, I did use my pear, and honestly, within a day, it did help to reduce that inflammation. So I was like, you know what, I think the pear just works for me. That other antibacterial ingredient that is in the pear acne cream, what was it? I don't know what it is. Oh, that I've written it down. Jeez. Isopropyl methyphenol is just a more effective antibacterial for me, possibly, or maybe in general. So yeah, in terms of efficacy, I feel like it just does not live up to my holy grail spot treatment. The one thing that I like about this one over my pear acne cream is the packaging. It is a nice, sturdy plastic packaging that doesn't peel or fall apart like the pear one. But honestly, I would still take my pear acne cream even if it's a destroyed packaging, especially since I believe it is still cheaper too. So yes, unfortunately, this one was a miss. Pear is the goat, you know what I'm saying? Oh, we actually have a lot of jbeauty in this one. Of that. The Lululun Hydra-AZ-Mask. So this one has been getting a lot of hype in Japan in recent times, and actually it won the #1 sheet mask in the first half of 2025 for the @Cosme Awards, and it is the most recent launch in the Hydra series by Lululun. The description that they give this mask, it does have it in English, so we're going to give it a read. A moisturizing face mask preventing skin pore concerns caused by seasonal climate change and age. Even in Japanese, it does note that it is a sheet mask that is supposed to help with breakout prone skin, pores, kind of help to regulate your skin and keep it in a good condition. For the main ingredients, of course, they do have an azelaic acid derivative, which is supposed to help with sebum and pore concerns, help prevent those breakouts, hyaluronic acid to hydrate, bifida for that skin barrier, mandelic acid to help exfoliate, and then lastly, niacinamide, which is basically good for all of those things and everything else. So Lululun does promote their sheet mask to be able to be used every single day, morning and night, basically in place of toner. So something that is hydrating to the skin, but is going to have a bit more benefits to it. And this one does definitely leave your skin hydrated, but not overly kind of moisturized, nourished, or sticky. So even for those who might be a little wary in using sheet masks because you feel like it'd be too much for your skin, it is definitely more on the fresher side. And knowing that it does have those benefits for pore concerns as well as breakouts, I feel like it is a really well balanced sheet mask to use, especially during summertime or if you do have oily acne prone skin. And on the flip side of that, even though I do have dry skin, I feel like it never makes my skin feel dried out. And it is nice for those instances where I'm feeling like I am breaking out a little bit, like right now. I have this pimple right beside my mouth that's been there for like 5 days. The sheet material itself is also really high quality for a bulk sheet mask. They do sell it in this 7-sheet pack, as well as a box that I believe comes in 28 sheet masks. And most of Lululun's sheet masks, including this one, is alcohol and fragrance free. So I have liked many of their sheet masks in the past, and once again, they did not miss the mark. It is a hit. Next one is the Dr.Different VITALIFT-A Eye and Neck Cream. So along with PDRN, another anti-aging ingredient that I have been trying to incorporate more and more are retinoids. Granted, I go for very, very gentle formulas and obviously non-prescription. And this is the one that I've been using quite diligently over the past few months. I mean, I've actually used most of it, so it's not really a initial impression at this point, but it was kind of like the first time with a retinoid product that I was like, wait, is it actually working? Dr.Different does have a number of different products in this range, and they do contain retinol, so already it is a little bit more effective than retinol. So we are getting 0.025% of retinol, and then they do have ones that go up to 0.15%. So this is the weakest of the lot, and it is marketed as a eye and neck cream. If you've watched me for a while, you might know that like the one thing that bothers me is this forehead line, this one right here, which I know a lot of you guys have even told me like you can barely see it, but you know, we all have that one thing that like bothers us. The more diligently I use this, like constantly every night, I do feel like it helps to fade it. And Logan was actually the first one that noticed. He was like, wait, your forehead line's like almost gone. And I was like, what, really? I stopped using it probably like a week or so ago, and I feel like within that time my forehead line once again has become a bit more noticeable. So when you first apply it, it does seem quite thick, like it's definitely not a loose formula, but it actually blends out really, really well, and it doesn't feel sticky or heavy at all, which I feel like is something that you can tend to feel with these type of formulas. As I said, I have been using it every night, a fairly generous amount around my eyes and then across my forehead line. I actually was using it on my neck for a while too, but I did get some irritation from it, whether it was this or actually just jewelry. I tend to get like some irritation from contact with jewelry. So I'm not quite sure which one it was, but I stopped using it on my neck just in case. But yeah, the more consistently I use it and the more I don't take a break, I really do feel like it helps to fade that forehead line. I would love to step it up after I'm done with this one. I think the next one up is the 0.05%. So I want to try that one out, and eventually maybe we'll reach like the top formula and see how this can change. Obviously, it's a hit. Last product I have is another jbeauty item, the MUJI Rich Serum Retinol. As I said, I have been trying to incorporate more retinol products. So here is a jbeauty retinol item. This one is part of the Kono Dobio Eki series. In English, they do just call it Rich Serum. I do believe they have 4 different types: vitamin C, niacinamide, ceramide, and then this one being the retinol one. And looking on the website, it looks like it contains 0.1% of retinol palmitate. It is quite a weak form of retinol, kind of the weakest, making it very, very gentle, but obviously not quite as effective even compared to, say, this one that contains Retinol. The texture of the serum is really quite watery. It's almost like a toner and doesn't really leave much of a tack or anything on the skin, but I feel like it doesn't have much of anything on the skin in terms of its efficacy too. For me, it just feels like lightly hydrating, but not even really hydrating. And even with overtime use, I mean, I've pretty much emptied it. I just can't really tell what it's doing, basically. I do feel like it is probably targeted to those who have not tried any form of retinol before, which is a lot of people in Japan. The retinol ingredient is still very sparse and they can't generally include higher levels or higher percentages of it in skincare. So it's probably just to start off those people at a very, very gentle point. But even for me, who I'm not a beginner, but I also haven't tried anything that strong, I feel like this is already kind of like irrelevant in terms of its anti-aging benefits. The good thing is it is free from alcohol, fragrance, and a lot of additives like most of MUJI skincare. So if you're looking for something like that in Japan, I guess so, but unfortunately, it was a miss. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this hits and misses. It really was a throwback, but honestly, I always enjoyed doing them. I feel like they're such an light-hearted, just fun way to talk about skincare, which is what we're here for anyways. So if you do have a little bit longer to hang out and talk more skincare with me, I have left 2 videos for here. 2 videos here for you to click, enjoy, like this video while you're at it, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye! Mwah!